over the last several years, the state of press freedom and safety has declined. Journalists are being heckled for doing their job. They are beaten up, put behind bars, and are fighting cases against them. There are numerous examples across Delhi, Uttar Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, and Kashmir. Siddharth Vardarajan, the editor of The Wire, cleared a piece that pointed to the double standards in UP. It said that while religious congregations were ongoing during the pandemic in UP, the attitude towards the Tablighi Jamaat congregation in Delhi was a bit amiss. He was served a notice and was asked to appear in a Lucknow court in person during the pandemic.
On 11th August, 3 journalists working with the Caravan, Shahid Tantre, Prabjeet Singh and a women journalist were beaten, subjected to communal slurs, threatened with murder and sexually harassed while reporting in Subhash Mohalla in northeast Delhi's North Gonda neighborhood. Immediately after the attack, Singh and the women journalist filed complaints at the Bhajanpura police station.
We were fought by the crowd in gully number 2 of that locality in North Gonda, where they were very specific about our organization, that we belong to which organization. And the moment my colleague took out the identity card and he showed his card, it was read Shahid Tantre, and they came to know two things: that one is there from the Caravan, and secondly, my colleague was a Muslim from Kashmir. So the thing really got worst after he showed his identity card. They overheard me talking to my editor, where I even I just mentioned to my editor, why that it's better if he could call up commissioner of police or some other senior officer to immediately send some kind of cops for our rescue. So the men overheard that, and they straight away told me on my face that we belong to BJP and I am uh, local pradhan or something like that, that general secretary or secretary of BJP of this place, and तुम हमारा कुछ नहीं बिगाड़ सकते.
Unfortunately, 2020 was a bad year for the press in India, and a lot of that was exacerbated by the COVID-19 pandemic and the government's handling of the COVID-19 pandemic. So what we saw in 2020, though, was really just a continuation of what we've seen in recent years. And it was journalists who, the government largely going after journalists who dared to report critically about the government handling of the pandemic and the ongoing crisis. So what that meant was that we saw journalists who were facing lots of legal threats, journalists who were accused of sedition, journalists who were imprisoned and jailed because of their reporting. And what's unfortunate is that it does appear that the government used the pandemic almost as a distraction to crack down on journalists that they'd had their eye on for a while. So some of the journalists who were jailed during the pandemic, their reporting wasn't related to the pandemic, but because they had reported critically in the past, they were still jailed. Attacking freedom of the press is not new to the Modi administration. This is not a new phenomenon. Journalists across India have faced attacks, threats, intimidation for many, many years and under many administrations. But, it has to be said that it has certainly increased and exacerbated under the current administration. Naturally, newsrooms don't necessarily have endless resources, endless money to be able to fight these battles. So there's probably certain questions that they're asking in the newsroom, like, is it worth it? Is it worth pushing back? And obviously it appears that many newsrooms have now come to the consensus that, listen, no, it's not. And that's obviously contributing to the rise in self-censorship. Still, brave journalists, brave news outlets that are, bent on making sure that the truth comes out, that they are able to provide the country, the world, with an accurate depiction of what is happening in the region. But it's going to be very difficult, and it has been very difficult for many, many years.
We want to continue our work, and we are continuing our work. And this is, we still, we are not bent down. We are continuing our work with the same attitude, same openness, and we will continue working, for the cause of journalism and digging out more and more stories. This one particular incident has not budged us down.